Believe it or not, there exists a type of person in this world who believes they are superior to others. This is so, even when they cannot explain, in language understandable to others, what that supposed ability actually is. Among them, those who tend to hide low self-esteem, react sensitively to criticism, and exploit others to serve their own interests are referred to in psychiatry as narcissistic personality disorder, NPD. The traits commonly observed in this type of person include the following. Grandiosity. They exaggerate their abilities and achievements and regard themselves as special. Sense of entitlement. They expect special treatment and demand compliance from others. Lack of empathy. They fail to recognize or ignore the feelings and needs of others. Excessive need for admiration. They constantly seek praise and recognition. Exploitative relationships. They use interpersonal relationships to achieve their own goals. People with NPD tend to regard their superiority as a self-evident fact. The problem is that they cannot explain why. They believe I am a genius, but when asked why, they usually respond like this. Because that's just how it is. My achievements prove it. To fill this gap, they become obsessed with external recognition. Social media likes, promotions at work, the cheers of fans, all of these become pieces of evidence that supposedly support their superiority. Interestingly, people of this type often do achieve remarkable success. Their obsession with recognition itself becomes a powerful source of motivation. Like machines fueled by praise, they continue running toward higher positions. But there is a fatal problem here. The evidence of success they accumulate can never become absolute proof. A single rejection, a single failure, a single moment of dismissal can collapse all those achievements. For example, the case of mixed martial arts fighter Conor McGregor presents a series of interesting scenes. In 2019, he assaulted an elderly man in a pub after the man refused to drink the whiskey brand McGregor had launched. Later, he reportedly purchased the pub for about 3 billion won and banned the man from entering it for life. The elderly man later said in an interview that he had no intention of returning anyway. On another occasion, at the Video Music Awards red carpet, he reportedly asked rapper Machine Gun Kelly, who was dating Megan Fox at the time, for a photo. When he was refused, he threw a drink and caused a disturbance. Yet in other situations he appeared very different. When he was involved in a bicycle accident after being hit by a car, he did not blame the driver and instead comforted him. He has remained loyal to the woman who supported him when he quit his plumbing job and began his career as an unknown fighter while living on unemployment benefits. He has made regular donations to hospitals in Ireland and has provided housing for homeless people. Of course, I have neither the authority nor the ability to diagnose whether Conor McGregor has NPD. The way the diagnosis of NPD actually occurs in psychiatry is also interesting. Although the DSM-5 provides various criteria, the moment someone is judged to have NPD in real life usually occurs in a particular kind of situation. It happens when an inflated sense of self-love produces a meaningful conflict with other people. A friend's betrayal, a romantic breakup, a social scandal. When such events occur, someone says, "That person is NPD." In the end, the diagnosis is less about discovering an inner essence and more about naming a conflict that appears within relationships. Perhaps people with NPD receive 2 exam sheets at every moment. The first exam sheet asks this: I am clearly superior to others. To answer it, they accumulate success, gather evidence of admiration, and continuously confirm their own specialness. But a second exam sheet also exists. I am superior to others, but I still respect other people as much as I respect myself. So they must tell themselves this: I am not a monster, I am simply superior. Others just have not understood it yet. And my ability is not something explained by results, but something that existed from the beginning. Someone asks me a question. Q. Why do you dislike fish? A. When I was 7, I once got a fishbone stuck in my throat while eating. Since then, I've disliked fish. Q. That's interesting. The same thing happened to me when I was 7, but I kept eating fish and eventually got used to it. Why didn't you keep trying? A. My mother also told me, even if a bone gets stuck, if you keep eating, you'll get used to it. So I tried to endure it, but my younger siblings saw me struggling and started laughing. I felt terrible when they laughed at me, so I stopped trying. Q. What a coincidence. My sibling laughed at me too, but for me, that made me want to overcome my dislike of fish even faster. Why was your reaction the opposite? A. I'm not sure. Ever since then, whenever I see fish, I hear my siblings' laughter in my head. Q. What might lie behind that laughter? Why was that mockery so painful to you? It's fascinating. We went through the same experience, yet we made different choices. This conversation could continue indefinitely. The surface explanation, the fishbone incident, is a conscious level account. Beneath it may lie deeper layers of the unconscious. Human beings seem unable to fully know the true causes of their own behaviour. Instead, we construct plausible explanations and infer reasons after the fact, as in the fish example. Conscious explanation. I dislike fish because of the bone. This is a rational and conscious reason. Possible deeper causes. Unconscious elements such as emotional memory, fear or shame, social humiliation, the shock of being laughed at, personal tendencies, avoidance versus challenge, differences in temperament, degree of vulnerability, or accidental reinforcement, mood or context that day. In this sense, consciousness appears less like a decision maker and more like a spokesperson. There is a famous experiment, often interpreted as supporting this idea. Participants were asked to decide freely when to move a finger, while their brain activity was recorded with EEG, along with the moment they reported becoming aware of their decision. The results showed that the brain began preparing the movement about 300 to 500 milliseconds before participants reported the conscious decision. The sequence looks like this. Unconscious processes begin preparing the action. Conscious awareness follows and experiences the moment as I decided. In other words, the unconscious may move first and consciousness then provides an explanation. Just as with fish aversion, unconscious fear might first produce avoidance, and consciousness later explains it as because of the bone. The key point is that the question, why, may itself be a product of consciousness that appears only after the process has already begun. Why does the question, why, seem to stop at the boundary of the unconscious? The unconscious cannot be accessed directly. It reveals itself indirectly through behavior, emotions, dreams, and slips of the tongue. It is often compared to an iceberg. Consciousness is the small visible part above the surface, the reasons we can articulate. The unconscious lies beneath the water as a much larger hidden mass containing suppressed memories, desires, and unresolved experiences. But this raises another question. Does the unconscious truly exist in the way we describe it? Patient. I love my father. F. That is repressed hatred. Patient. I hate my father. F. That is repressed love. It is an explanation that appears suspiciously elegant and complete. How one begins to wonder whether the word unconscious has become a universal explanatory device that absorbs everything we fail to understand.